Yeah, um, I'll be honest, the anxiety has been quite rough, and the OCD has been strong at times. Um, yeah, it's not been easy. Uh, I'm getting to that place where the judgment can be quite heavy within OCD, I find. Self analyzing, self judging. I try and go into that place of like, just trying to not battle or go into battle with it, but it's very hard not to. And find humour a great help. I've had a good laugh at times today, but the reality is I'm struggling with it. And intense fear, you know, intense anxiety. And it's really quite a thing, let me tell you. But and sometimes I feel like going on meds for it. I really do. I'm very, if it, because it can cut the symptoms by half. I've heard a lot of people don't stay on them because they the side effects. And you know, I just, I just, I just take care of myself. But I can't stand the way the mental health, the way the mental health is in the UK. It's just like, I don't know. I just don't think the health is very good at all, especially in Dorset. It is seen as the someone said Dorset was in the dark ages. Some high up guy, and I think it's very hard. There's always like this. It's always on their terms all the time. Yeah, it's like actually I've waited for about 4 or 5 months for some therapy. For whatever reason, they can't give me the therapist. They talk a lot of shit, basically. Oh yes, if you want, okay, fair enough. There's a valid reason why this therapist is not going to be there. I accept that. Yeah. However, I don't like it, but I have to be realistic. There is a valid reason for it, and I understand that. At the same time, when you've waited for months on a list that you're in a living hell with pure OCD, and no one seems to give a shit really. The lack of from services, that is from the NHS, and you're just left to it. Uh, and that's it. It's like just crack on. And like I say, I've waited months for help, months and months, and I'm lucky that I do have some support with friends that I can share with and get help with, and also YouTube that I listen to certain videos about Puro. But I've read a book about it and things like that. I've had to do stuff to try and get some relief from it. And to be honest, like I'm fed up with people with other conditions negating it. They seem to think their only their condition is the worst one in the planet, and everything else is not even mental health to them. But let me tell you, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I really wouldn't. Uh, and with it, I think it's just a case of just moving forward as best you can. And I've got a good thing coming up soon. Um, and I'll see how that goes. But as for help from the NHS, virtually non-existent. I was so wound up, you know, the way that they ran, because I couldn't do it the time they said, and I wanted to start it a month later because I had stuff on. Well, you either do it. No, we want you off our waiting list, and I don't give a fuck what you want. Yeah, isn't it about person-centered? Isn't it about supplying the client with what they need, or the customer, or the punter, or whatever way you want to call it? No, it's all on their terms. And I think bollocks. You forgive nothing anyway. Anyway, I apologised to them, and I got what I needed. But why couldn't she do that in the first place? I'll tell you why. Because they think it's all about them, and it's like God. When you got a mental illness even within the system, it's like they're treating you like they're doing you a favour. Well, let me tell you, you're fucking not. You're just doing a job. Yeah, and you're paid to do a job, and you ain't doing it very well, a lot of you. And understand that a lot of us with a condition are fucked. You know, are really in a lot of mental pain. Yet their answer is, oh no, no, can't do that. No, no, because we don't want to, you know, mess up on the waiting list. Well, you've messed up on the waiting list because you've got a Tory government that's not funding you. And now you want to put my life, you want now to say like, oh no, I've got to jump when you say jump. Well, it ain't going to work like that. You can stick it right up your arse. That's what I think of them. It's very minimal what you get, and I don't trust them anyway. So, you know, that's how I feel around therapy sometimes. I'm very fucking touchy around it. And I think it's very minimal what help. I mean, it can help if you get the right one, if you've got enough money to pay. I think if you can pay enough and pay the right person, then I think therapy can be okay. But I think if you're reliant on the NHS, what they're offering ain't really worth having. Depends on what area you are. I think in London you get a lot more in some areas. I think the rest of the country gets fuck all. And I don't think they're that trained much either. I ain't got much faith in them. I mean, I did have help from one lady and she was tip-top. Very good. But we only scratched the surface after 20 sessions. That's just scratching the surface when you've got a lifetime full of stuff. So, and to be honest, I've never really felt the full benefit of therapy. I think you just have to do it yourself and try and realise that whatever goes on in the mind, thoughts and feelings, whatever, it's about your behaviour that matters. And just try and find some strength. But I get very disheartened with the whole fucking system, to be honest. I think it's a shocker. I really do. And like I say, it's not so bad for me because I do have some people about. I do have other support group. It's not the point. I just think it's I think it's a fucking disgrace. I really do.